Hello, my name is Jisoo, and I'm reading Master Dōgen Shōbōgenzō, and it's chapter 43, Kuge, Flowers in Space. Ku means the sky or space, and ge means flowers. What are flowers in space? Master Dōgen uses the words flowers in space to express all phenomena in this world. According to the ideas of the German philosopher Immanuel Kant, we cannot be sure whether things really exist in this world, but we can be sure that there are phenomena which we can perceive with our senses. Therefore, for him, phenomena are not necessarily identified with reality, although they do actually appear in this world. He refused to discuss the metaphysical problem of real existence and based his philosophy on human reason. The same idea was present in ancient Buddhism. Master Dōgen thought that this skeptical attitude was important in considering the meaning of our life, and so in this chapter he explains the meaning of flowers in space, which in Buddhism expresses real phenomena. Okay, great. The founding patriarch says, "A flower in 5 petals opening, effects naturally are realized." Third and fourth lines of a poem by Master Bodhidharma. We should learn in practice this moment of a flower opening and its brightness, colour and form. The composition of a flower is 5 petals, and the opening of 5 petals is a flower. Penetration of the truth of a flower is, I originally came to this land to transmit the Dharma and to save deluded emotional beings. The state that is visited by brightness and by colour may be present in this learning in practice. I entrust effects to effects themselves. This expresses natural realization. Natural realization means enacting causes and accepting effects. The world has causes and the world has effects. We enact the cause and effect that is this world, and we accept the cause and effect that is this world. Excuse me. The natural self is itself, and the self is inevitably just you. In other words, the 4 elements and the 5 aggregates. Because we are utilizing a true human being without rank, the state is not I and not anyone else, and so we call what is indefinite the self. The state of being natural means agreement. State of being natural. Being in such a state means agreement, permission, approval, the acceptance of things as they are. Right? Natural realization is the very moment of opening flowers and bearing fruit, and the very moment of transmitting the Dharma and saving the deluded. For example, the time and place that blue lotus flowers open and spread are in the midst of fire and in the time of fire. Is that true? Lotus flowers bloom in pools in hot weather, I see. And all sparks and flames exist at the place and the time that blue lotus flowers open and spread. Beyond the time and the place of blue lotus flowers, not a single spark is born, and not a single spark has vivid life. Remember, in a single spark there are hundreds and thousands of clusters of blue lotus flowers, and they open and spread in space, they open and spread on the ground, they open and spread in the past, and they open and spread in the present. To experience the actual time and the actual place of fire is to experience blue lotus flowers. We should not pass by the time and the place of blue lotus flowers, but we should experience them. Should not Once by the time and place of blue lotus flowers, we should experience them. Oh, excuse me. Still got a bit of this COVID-y thing hanging around. An ancestor says, blue lotus flowers open inside fire. That's Master Dōgen Josatsu. So blue lotus flowers inevitably open and spread inside fire. It's just as a note on the translation, kari, the back side of something, the inside of something, and by extension the concrete place of something. Shari, this concrete place. Blue lotus flowers inevitably open and spread inside fire. If we want to know the inside of fire, it is the place where blue lotus flowers open and spread. We should not, out of attachment to human views and views of gods, neglect to research the inside of fire. If we are to doubt, we might doubt that lotus flowers have grown in water, or we might doubt that other flowers are present on branches and twigs. Again, if we are to doubt, we might doubt that the objective world is stably established. But this we do not doubt. None other than Buddhist patriarchs knows that the opening of flowers is the occurrence of the world. Flowers opening are 3 and 3 before and 3 and 3 after. Random concrete facts as opposed to neat general abstractions. 3 and 3 before and 3 and 3 after. We had that, didn't we have that in the last chapter? In order to make up these numbers, they have accumulated material particles and exalted them. Letting this truth come to us, we should consider spring and autumn. Not only in spring and in autumn do flowers and fruit exist. Existence time always has flowers and fruit. Every flower and fruit has maintained and relied upon a moment of time, and every moment of time has maintained and relied upon flowers and fruit. For this reason, all miscellaneous things have flowers and fruit. Trees all have flowers and fruit. Trees of gold, silver, copper, iron, coral, crystal, and so forth, all have flowers and fruit. The trees of earth, wind, fire, water, and space all have flowers and fruit. Flowers are present in human trees. Flowers are present in human flowers, and flowers are present in withered trees. In such circumstances, there are the flowers in space of which the world-honoured one speaks. Sorry, there's a note there. Koku suggests concrete three-dimensional space. Master Dōgen indicates that the expression Kuge, which appears henceforward, means flowers, that is, real phenomena in concrete space. In such circumstances, there are the flowers in space of which the world-honoured one speaks. Yet people of small knowledge and small experience do not know of the colours, brightness, petals and flowers of flowers in space, and they can scarcely even hear the words flowers in space. Remember, in Buddhism, there is talk of flowers in space. In non-Buddhism, they do not even know, much less understand, talk of flowers in space. Only the Buddhas and the patriarchs know the blooming and falling of flowers in space and flowers on the ground. Only they know the blooming and falling of flowers in the world, and so on. Only they know that flowers in space, flowers on the ground, flowers in the world, and so on, are sutras. This is the standard for learning the state of Buddha, because flowers in space are the vehicle upon which Buddhist patriarchs ride. The Buddhist world and all the Buddha's teachings are just flowers in space. Nevertheless, when the common and the stupid hear the Tathagata's words that what is seen by clouded eyes is flowers in space, They imagine that clouded eyes means the upset eyes of ordinary beings. They imagine that sick eyes, because they are upset, perceive flowers in space in a pure void. Because stupid people attach to this theory, they have concluded that the triple world, the 6 states, the existence of the Buddha nature, and the non-existence of the Buddha nature all do not exist, but are deludedly seen to exist. They excitedly consider that if we could stop this deluded cloudedness of the eyes, we would not see the floweriness in space, and this is why we say that space is originally without flowers. It is pitiful that people like this do not know the time of, or the beginning and end of, the flowers in space of which the Tathagata speaks. The truth that Buddhas speak of clouded eyes and flowers in space is never seen by the common man and non-Buddhists. By practicing this flower in space, the Buddha Tathagatas receive the robes, the seat of preaching, and the master's room, and they attain the truth and get the effect. Kuge suggests images or phenomena has been translated as plural. In this case, it is preceded by kono, this, and so it is singular. The flower in space, or the flower of the state of sunyata, suggests the system of Buddhist philosophy. Okay. So by practicing this system of Buddhist philosophy, the Buddha Tathagatas receive the robes, the seat of preaching, the master's room, and they attain the truth and get the effect. Okay. Picking up a flower and winking an eye are all the universe, which is realized by clouded eyes and flowers in space. The right Dharma eye treasury and the fine mind of nirvana, which have been authentically transmitted to the present without interruption, are called clouded eyes and flowers in space. Bodhi, nirvana, the Dharma body, selfhood, and so on are 2 or 3 petals of 5 petals opened by a flower in space. Shakyamuni Buddha says, "It is like a person who has clouded eyes seeing flowers in space. If the sickness of clouded eyes is cured, flowers vanish in space." No scholars have clearly understood this statement because they do not know space. Ku means the sky or space. As an adjective, it means bare, empty, or void, meaningless. At the same time, in the Buddhist Sutras, sometimes means immaterial as opposed to matter, and it sometimes represents the Sanskrit sunyata, emptiness, the state of detachment in which things are seen as they are. That's quite an important footnote. So that was on the word space. Because they do not know space, they do not know flowers in space. Because they do not know emptiness. Because they do not know flowers in space, they do not know a person who has clouded eyes. Do not see a person who has clouded eyes. Do not meet a person who has clouded eyes. And do not become a person who has clouded eyes. Through meeting a person who has clouded eyes, we should know flowers in space and we should see flowers in space. When we have seen flowers in space, we can also see flowers vanish in space. The idea that once flowers in space vanish, they can never reappear is the view and opinion of the small vehicle. At a time when flowers in space could not be seen, what could exist? Only knowing that flowers in space can become an object to get rid of, scholars do not know the great matter that follows from flowers in space and do not know the seeding, maturation, and falling free of flowers in space. Among scholars today who are common men, most think that the place where yang energy resides may be space, and that the place where the sun, moon, and stars are suspended may be space. And so, for example, they believe that flowers in space might describe the appearance of colourful forms, which are like floating clouds in clear sky, and are like flying blossoms being blown east and west and up and down by the wind. They do not know that the four elements as creator and creation, together with the real dharmas of the objective world on the one hand and original realization, original nature and so forth on the other hand, are all called flowers in space. Real dharmas means real things and phenomena, not only objects of perception and not subjective concepts, but things and phenomena which are realized in action here and now. And original realization, Hongaku in the Tendai sect, which Master Dōgen entered at the age of 12, there are two contradictory theories: that human beings have the Buddha nature originally, and that Buddha nature can be attained through our efforts in life. The idea of original realization comes from the former theory. I'll read that sentence again. They do not know that the four elements as creator and creation, together with real dharmas of the objective world on the one hand, and original realization, original nature and so forth on the other hand, are all called flowers in space. Furthermore, they do not know that the four elements and so on, which are the agents of creation, exist because of real dharmas, and they do not know that the objective world abides in its place in the universe because of real dharmas. They see only that real dharmas exist because of the objective world. They understand only that flowers in space exist because of cloudedness in the eyes. They do not understand the truth that cloudedness in the eyes is caused to exist by virtue of flowers in space. Remember, in Buddhism, a person of clouded eyes is a person of original realization, a person of subtle realization, a person of the Buddhas, a person of the triple world, and a person in the ascendant state of Buddha. Do not stupidly see cloudedness as delusion, and learn that true reality exists elsewhere. To do so would be the small view. If cloudedness and flowers were delusion, that which attaches to the wrong view, that they are delusion. I'll start that sentence again. If cloudedness and flowers were delusion, that which attaches to the wrong view that they are delusion, and the attachment itself must all be delusion. I'm going to read that one again. If cloudedness and flowers were delusion, that which attaches to the wrong view that they are delusion, and the attachment itself must all be delusion. Still not sure I cracked that one. If both subject and object were delusion, there would be no possibility of establishing any truth. Right. There being no truth to establish, to assert that cloudedness and flowers are delusion would be impossible. When realization is clouded, each of the many dharmas in realization has a dharma adorned with cloudedness. So I'm just realizing we've got quite a long way to go. I thought I might finish this today, but I'm not going to finish this today. And we've been going 18 minutes, so I'm going to stop there. We'll come back to when realization is clouded tomorrow. Do take care. See ya.